Hey guys, Rob here with McDojoLife. In today's McDojo news, we're going to talk about how a martial arts instructor in Sydney, Australia is going to be spending the next 3 years of his life in prison for his crimes. Let's check out the story. A Sydney martial arts instructor who manipulated two young victims before he sexually touched one and kissed another has been jailed for at least 3 years for crimes labeled reprehensible by a judge. Christopher Barnes, age 36, on Thursday appeared in Sydney's Downing Centre District Court, where he learned his fate after being found guilty of a string of charges for sick acts carried out against two pupils. The court heard that Barnes still lived with his parents when he abused his young victims, both of whom were under 16 years old. The court heard that on each occasion he took the boys into the gym's bathroom under the pretext of attending to injuries, where he carried out sexual acts. Barnes operated a gym in Sydney where he taught jiu-jitsu and taekwondo and was referred to as Master Chris. Wearing prison greens and appearing via video link from Parkleya jail, he did not react as he was sentenced for the vile acts. He pleaded not guilty at trial but was found guilty of a string of offenses for sexual acts carried out against two boys. He was convicted of 5 counts, including intentionally doing a sexual act with a child and multiple counts of intentionally sexually touching a child. On one of the occasions, while tending to a leg injury of one boy, he coerced the boy into pulling down his underwear after threatening to expose his own penis. The victim kept Barnes' offending a secret until he made an emotional admission to his parents, when he hysterically told them, "You're never going to forgive me, I can't forgive myself." The family called the police the next day before Barnes was arrested in January of 2021. Barnes abused his other victim by kissing him on his left cheek near his mouth twice. On that occasion, he used the pretext of inspecting the boy's sunburn to manipulate him into taking off his shirt. The court heard that Barnes lived with his parents when he was arrested and had, quote, never engaged in sexual intercourse, despite being sexually attracted to women. When his crimes came to light, it caused his gym to shut down. Judge Montgomery said that Barnes remained unvaccinated and was not able to have face-to-face visits in prison and had to communicate with his family via video link. Barnes has not expressed remorse for his crimes and maintains his innocence. The court heard that Barnes' family was experiencing hardship as a result of his incarceration, but Judge Montgomery said that did not amount to special circumstances which would entitle him to any leniency. It's important to send a message that those that sexually abuse children intentionally and repeatedly will not be tolerated and will receive significant punishment, Judge Montgomery said. Barnes was sentenced to 4 years and 3 months in prison with a 3-year non-parole period. With time served, he will be eligible for release in October of 2025. Barnes' lawyers have said they will file a notice of intention to appeal. Let's unpack that. So Captain Virgin McRapey Pedophile Pants over here decided to use his position of power to take advantage of students. At least 2 brave young students decided to come forward. Hopefully he didn't have any more than that, but at least 2 for sure, and they were able to help put him away. As a result, his martial arts school's closed, and he's going to be in prison for at the very least 3 years. I don't know about you, but when the judge said he was going to use this guy to set an example because people like this don't deserve leniency, I think that 3 years is lenient. Molesting a child causes lifelong damage to that child, no matter if it's a boy or a girl. And at the end of the day, these particular kids are going to have to deal with what happened to them for the rest of their lives. Meanwhile, this guy only gets 3 years. Another major glaring issue with what's going on here is that this guy's only skill set seems to be a martial arts instructor. So when he gets out, you can bet dollars to donuts he's going to be looking for another martial arts school to go teach at, or he's going to be looking at another martial arts school to open. Personally, I think that this is a very important topic because this person used his martial arts facility clearly while these children were there in order to take advantage and to molest them. I personally think that we give too much power to martial arts instructors who are people that we've never met before in our life. We're giving them virtues like honor and integrity and respect when they might not have those things. I think it's important for parents out there to discuss with their children what is and what is not appropriate behavior and what they should be open to telling their parents about. There's way too many children out there being taken advantage of by people like this because they think that that's the right thing to do because that is the person in power and the person in charge and they're supposed to listen to that person. But I think it's a parent's job to make sure that they draw a line in the sand and educate their kids on what is and what is not appropriate and that they can trust their parents to come to them with any issues they might have. With that said, here's the question of the day. How would you as a parent, whether you are or are not a parent, how would you as a parent approach that conversation with your child about what is and what is not appropriate? What age do you think that you should have that conversation with your child, and how would you explain to them that you are somebody they can trust before something happens? Because like I said, way too many of these things are covered up and swept under the rug because kids themselves have not been prepared ahead of time for some of these things that could potentially happen to them. I'm looking forward to your comments in the comment sections below. I'm sure there are people out there who are very passionate about this particular subject matter and will give some great advice. Hopefully everybody out there is really paying attention to these videos, because I want to make sure that these people's faces are seen so that way they don't take advantage of somebody else in the future. As always, thank you all for the likes, comments, shares, and even subscriptions. Keep the martial arts legit.
And I'm pretty sure the boy is a sex offender. Cause them kick him out, the boy scouts of America. But my baby now go rap with Foxy, now go in the truth. She said me love Paul and I'm leaving you. And I'm the one for kick Paul and get me down, baby, back. Some stars study with the sensei, them called Jack. And I call himself Sensei Jack Darby. He's got a dojo back at town next to Arby's. And I'm in